Hello, everyone. Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning, depending on where you're connecting from. My name is Sandra Oko, but before we go into our show today is Money Matters. It is a movement that talks about money, how we can make, manage, and multiply money. God has given to each and every one of us skills and talent that can help us make, multiply whatever God has input in our hands. And today, before I bring our guests, we have a financial strategist who will be taking us through Roth IRA, types of investments to embark on and to choose from, because a lot of times people think they know so much about financial literacy but don't. And yeah, we'll learn about financial literacy, financial planning, financial discipline, all of them together just to help us. We'll talk about savings here, we'll talk about investment vehicle you can put your money into that can yield money while you're sleeping. That's what we call the passive income. We talk about life insurance. We also talk about health insurance. We talk about businesses you can do in the 21st century. And once again, how do you get your business to the people who need them? Might have very good services, products, but if you don't know how to get this business to the people and the consumers who need your products, you'll be there. You never make a move. But today we talk about all these just to get us equipped and get us ready to hit the road running and to also make more money in the year 2024 and the days beyond. And so before I bring in our guests, I'd like to introduce myself. My name is Sandra Oko. I'm a Master Leadership Certified Team Member, Coach, Speaker, and Trainer. I'm a member of the Toastmaster as the Vice President Public Relations, also a best-selling author and IT sales expert of over 20 years. And just recently, I got gifted the Presidential Lifetime Award. So I'm excited and I'm thankful for life, having another great day to do great things for God. And so before I bring in our guests, let me just shoot this commercial. So good to have you, ma'am. It's so great to have
Hi,
you.
thank you.
I'm
It's a
excited.
pleasure. I don't take this for granted. Thank you
No,
for
I know.
having me.
Thank you so much. And I know your hands are so full. And making that time
Yes,
out of your busy schedule, I really do
yes,
appreciate it.
yes.
I don't take this for granted. Thank you so
Thank
much,
you.
Tamar.
Yes,
Yeah, and I have a guest with me today. Her name is Tamar Bernard, but she'll probably be talking and she'll be able to sell herself better. She'll tell us what she's doing in her word, how she's making an impact. So, Tamar, it's all over to you. Just tell us about yourself. Want to know you and also what you're doing in your space.
yes. Thank you. Thank you for having me, Sandra. Thank you again. So my name is Tamar Bernard, and I'm a financial planner, and I've been doing this now. Come this actually July, I will be celebrating it. I will be doing it now 10 years. Over 10
Wow.
years, yes. So I'm super excited, looking forward to my 10-year anniversary being a financial planner. Okay. And so what are some of the questions that you have for me, Sandra?
Before the questions, we want to know what are the types of investment that are available. We know we have IRA has several parts. We have the 401k, we have the 401(3)(b), we have the 407. We just want you to start by giving us a basis, what it's all about before we start asking our questions.
Okay, so everything that you just spoke about is pretty much retirement, right? Wealth building for retirement, right? So when we're talking about investments, today is more so for the long term, the person in the long term. Um, so do you want me to just dive straight into it, or
No, you just go straight into it.
okay? So why we're here today is pretty much understanding the difference between the different type of retirement vehicles. And you to have like a 401k, 403b, one of the things you just mentioned, the Roth and the traditional IRAs, right? Now, from experience, right, most times whenever I sit with anyone, I work on Zoom all day long, right? Usually once they come onto the Zoom and I'm going over finances, right, one of the first thing that they would say is like, I'm okay, I have a 401k at work, right? And that
True.
usually like put me in the space of, oh my goodness, this person, it was like me, because that's what I thought, right? I thought, oh, I have arrived. I have a 401k at work. I'm going to be okay in life. Okay. So a little backstory as to why that's not enough is, and why I'm so passionate about this is my mom, right? So my mom, I'm from Jamaica, and my mom brought us to America, right? And coming here, you know, for those of you who don't know, traveling to America, migrating to America is like a big deal, right?
It is.
Because you know, so you have arrived pretty much, right? And you have all this opportunity here. However, what I've noticed over the years being here, I've been here since I was 12 years old, but being here as a young adult and understanding adulthood now is that coming to this country, if you don't have any kind of direction financially, you will be lost. You'll be like a ship out to sea with no direction. You'll be like trying to, if I go to Sandra's house right now, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to use GPS. Before GPS, we probably was printing out that paper of MapQuest with directions. It's the same thing when
True.
it comes to your finances, right? So back to my mom. My mom had been in the country for many years, and I seen her work hard. We were told to work hard, right? Nothing wrong with working hard, right? And I seen her do what we call the susu, right? That's the saving of the money, like pulling the money together, and then one person each month get paid or something like that, right? I seen her do that. I seen her work 3, 4 jobs. I seen her work night jobs. I seen her kill herself. Is pretty much what it was, right? And yet, in the very end, when it was time for her to retire, there was absolutely no money to show for it, right? So in this country, we're told um, you'll be okay because you have the Social Security. So I thought the same thing, because if no one is sitting with you and explaining these things to you, you don't know that you're not on track for retirement. So for her, well, I thought as well, she thought as well that Social Security would be sufficient. And unfortunately, it was not enough. So, again, based on my culture, one of the things that we tend to do is listen to each other without having that certificate or being a professional. Meaning, upon her coming into this country, what I discovered was we're told, hey, work off the books. Don't pay any social, don't do that. You could work under the table, all of these things. It sounds good because you're getting what appears to be all your money up front,
True.
right? However, in the end, if you plan on living a little longer, it's gonna affect you. So for her, her social security, even though she's been in this country since the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Social security was only $300 a month. And I'm like, wait a minute, what is wrong with this? Right? But she didn't know, right? Nobody explained finances to her. And so therefore, because she didn't pay a lot into her social security, there was a little bit for her to get back. Understand? So over the years, $300 a month, no one could retire on that, right?
Hmm.
Then you have the persons that sit with me and they know that they're going to get some form of social security and they think that they're going to be okay. They do have a 401k at work, right? And
Yeah.
think that they're going to be okay. So, being that we're on this topic, what we do need to understand is having any kind of wealth building retirement is like sitting on the chair that you're sitting on right now. Meaning, if one of those legs was broken, would you be able to sit comfortable?
Not at all.
Not at all, right? So, to my four-legged analogy, right? We do have the Social Security, that's one leg, right? We do have the 401k, that's only two legs. We cannot balance on that. We're not going to be able to retire on that. I don't care how much you think you're putting into that 401k. I don't care if you think you're maxing it out. There's other strategies, right? Which we have to understand. Some people may say, well, I'm putting 16% in my 401k. Depending on the person, is that a good strategy for you? Because that is all what we call before taxes vehicle. Meaning, in the end,
You'll be taxed.
A large portion of that is going to go back to the IRS, right? And sometimes when we're looking in our 401k account and it looks good at the age, depending where you are, right? Everybody's different. If you see 300,000, you would think, okay, by the time I retire, I'm going to have enough money. You think all of that money is yours here, but it's not, right? And then when you retire, now it's too late. You understand that a large portion of it, going back to the IRS, what you're left with is not going to be enough, and it's not going to last you for more than 5 years, 3 years. This is why we have people going back to work after they retire, right? So that's pretty much what I could sum up as far as anyone coming onto the Zoom thinking that they're okay because they have, I'm gonna just say the two legs, which is probably the Social Security and the 401k, right? Now, one of the questions that I do believe you did have for me is the difference between the 401k and the 403b, right?
Yeah.
Which they're all the same. It's just the 401k is probably more exposed to more things like the stock, a mutual fund, and these are all different kind of um, things that you could invest in, right?
Yeah.
Bonds. While the 403b may be limited to like just a mutual fund only, right? And that's just a vague example. However, they all fall into the same category before taxes. So which means when you retire, a large portion of that is going back towards the government, right?
Total.
Yes. Okay. Now, we also have, now this is based on strategy, so everything I'm saying here can't just be taken at face value. You can't just go, well, Tamar said this, let me go to work and do this. No, you have to sit with someone like me, a professional, to strategize on what's best for that individual. Okay, because it's not one cap fit all. Is that what it is?
Yeah. What's
Right.
one happy all?
Yeah, it's definitely not that. However, we do have to understand, outside of a 403b, outside of a 401k, outside of other investment vehicles that your job may be offering to you, there are other things that's good, which is the Roth. One of the best thing the United States came out with, which I think it's the prime minister, not the prime, I say prime minister, I'm Jamaican, so sorry. Uh, the government, the President Clinton, he's the one that came out with the Roth, because what was happening back then and then we have these people as well in the pension plans. You have the pension that um, a large portion of Americans do believe that because they will have a pension plan, that they will be okay as well, not realizing that most of the money that they see there is before taxes as well. And when they actually do go to retire, the monthly amount that they're retiring on is not enough, even though it's a pension, and a pension is for life. So there's so many moving parts, Sandra,
Yeah.
towards the different type of retirement plans. But I need you to keep me in line here. I need you to ask me a question so that I can answer
Okay,
as
then.
far
You
as
know, I
identifying.
think the last time we had the presentation together, you rightly defined retirement not to be an age. Because
Right.
people have this notion that retirement is an age. When you get to a certain age, it's time for you to retire.
Yes.
Beyond that, that's not retirement. That's not the definition.
Right.
And what you explained was that retirement is the amount of money you have to
Yes.
retire with.
Yes. Yes.
So thank you for that, because I have to reiterate it so that people can understand that retirement is not just an age. People say, okay, I'm going to retire at 70, at 65. Retirement is not an age, but
It's
the
not.
amount of money you have that you can retire with.
Yes. It's how much money you have accumulated and how long that money will last you at what's considered your age of retirement. Now, I will say this, right? Um, Knowing and understanding if you're on track, it means that you actually need to know what we call your FIN number, right? Your FIN number is an amount. The rich and wealthy always knew about this amount, and they work towards that amount to say, okay, I need to have this amount to consider myself retired. And the FIN number is pretty much your financial independent number. That's what it means, okay? Everyone needs to know that amount. To know that amount, again, is customized to you. You will have to sit with someone like myself or you, right? With someone like myself to determine if you are actually on track for retirement or whatever particular age you decide that you want to retire, right?
Yeah.
So that right there is one of the biggest deal that I've learned since being a financial planner, is understanding what a FIN number is.
Okay, that's a great one. Knowing your fee number,
Hmm.
knowing what you need to put together every month to get to that retirement age.
Yes.
That's awesome. So everyone needs to have that number.
Yes, they need to know that amount and to know that the strategy that they have in place is working, because they may just think again, oh, I'm putting this amount in the 401k, I'm putting this amount, I'm getting this amount from Social Security, and maybe they do have an IRA as well, and I'm putting this amount, I should be okay. No, this actually point out the exact amount that you need to be putting away each and every month, right? And how much needs to be in your 401k or 403b, how much need to be in what we call a Roth IRA, which is the after tax vehicle, right?
Could you break down that, the IRA? Can you
Yes.
tell us more about it?
Yes. So the IRA, you have two kinds, right? You have the traditional IRA and you have what's called the Roth IRA. Now, the traditional IRA works very similar to the 401k and the 403b as far as taxes. Everything that goes into that is before taxes. Okay. Now, why would a person have a traditional IRA? Well, one, maybe your job don't offer that 401k. Okay. And also, it's another way to reduce your taxable income, meaning when it comes to doing your taxes, to show that you actually contribute to one of these retirement plans is good, which is the traditional IRA. Okay, that's on the tax portion. Then you have the Roth. The Roth I absolutely love, right? That's just my preference, and it depends again, not everyone qualify for the Roth. And let me just make that little disclaimer there, right? But the Roth is your after tax vehicles. You figure every retirement vehicle that's out there is before taxes, right? The Roth IRA is the only after tax vehicle right now. Also, jobs are now implementing Roth 401k. So if your job have a Roth 401k, usually I advise that you pretty much take advantage of that as well, right? So it all comes down to taxes. Now, also the amount that you could contribute for the year. In a regular Roth IRA, right? You could do a maximum now 2024 over 7,000 for the year. That's it. You can't do any more. Versus a 401k at work, you could do 20,000, but again, that's all before taxes, right?
True.
Now, the thing that I would say is, why not have the after tax vehicle, which is the Roth? Why not max that out? Let's say you're 7,000, and then the difference in your 401k versus putting everything in your 401k.
That's a good.
That's the main difference, right? And again, I do have to make these disclaimers, Sandra, because it doesn't apply to everyone. It depends on your income. It depends on a lot. But until you sit with myself or yourself, then they could understand what works for them.
Okay, that's a great one.
Hmm.
Yeah. And how do you know which is better?
As far as what?
As far as all the ones we mentioned, I are the traditional, the ROTs, the 401k, the 401(k).
So one is not better than the other. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is that you cannot only in this country believe that putting all of your money in the 401k is sufficient. So it's not like one is better than the other. It's really not, right? It's more so understanding that you need to do something else. Back to the four-legged chair. You need to do something else outside of your 401k and your social security is really what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
awesome. Ensuring you have the right, your four legs, so that you can sit
Yes.
properly and be sure that
Yes.
you're retiring well.
Yes.
And like you spoke about, who has, because sometimes some of the things we do
Hmm.
benefit the companies and not the individuals. So
Yes.
who does benefit more?
So when you talk about the corporate side of things, like your 401k, your employer benefits a lot from that because they're getting a huge tax reduction for the match. So let's talk a little bit about the match. Good question, by the way, right? So individual, they will tell you, okay, um, I'm I'm in the 401k. I'm putting, let's say, 5% of my income. Whatever your income is, you're putting 5%. No, actually, most people, let's say they put in 10% of their income. Now, the company will say to you as an incentive for you to enroll into the 401k, we will match $1 for $1 or 50 cents for the dollar that you put in, whatever their rules are, depending on the company, right? But let's say it's $1 for $1. So what they're saying is, Sandra, if you put $100, I'll match that with $100. So that's good, right? Now instead of only having $100,
You're having
you have
two.
$200, right? So that's good.
Hmm.
However, we need to understand that there's a limit to that as well. Meaning that, like they say, will match you 100%. We usually tend to think like, okay, so I'll put in 10% and my company is going to match me 100%, 10%. No, it means that they'll match you 100% up to a certain amount, usually 3%, 4%, or 5%. So let's break it down. You're putting in 10%. The company say they will match you. They're never going to match you the whole 10%. I haven't seen a company to do that yet. If I'm wrong, please somebody text Sandra and let me know. They never match you 100% up to that 10. They will, however, match you to whatever their limit is. Maybe it's 3%, 4%, or 5. So now you're putting in 10%, they're putting in 5%, right? Now, when you sit with me based on strategy, based on what you need as well, right? I, depending on what you need, okay, will tell you to bring that 10% back down to that 5, right? Because remember, this is all before taxes. Now that we're on the same, the company match 5, you're putting in 5%, that different 5%, that other 5% that I have you save, I will have you reroute that to a Roth IRA. So now you have the three legs now, right? You have
Social.
the 401k, the social, and you have a Roth, which the Roth is good because just so people can understand, when you actually go to retire, once you hold that money over 6 years, let's put that in there, all of that money plus interest is yours. Plus the interest, all of it is yours.
So that means the government does not take from it.
Does it take from it when it's
Awesome.
time to retire?
So that means everyone should have a Roth IRA.
Again, if they qualify, let me just say that. And to find out if you qualify or not, they will have to sit with yourself or myself.
What is the measure to say one qualifies or one does not qualify?
The income, your income bracket, right? So if you, as a single person, because you have the IRS rules, you have the company rules, right? So the IRS rules is saying as a single person, there's a certain amount of income. If you're over that threshold, then you cannot participate in the Roth directly. Now we have a whole different conversation about a backdoor Roth, but we don't have enough wine today for that conversation, right? That's at that point you have to sit with me to see how you could qualify if you're over the income limit.
So that means if you're under the income limits, you can do a Roth IRA.
You can do a Roth IRA, yes.
Are they trying to say that they don't want people to put too much of money?
They have to have some kind of control. Think about it. They have to have some form of control. They're not gonna. You think America is gonna say, "Hey, you could put $20,000 a year and the IRS don't?" Nah. So yes,
But I
that's
find that
that's the catch. Because I use the word the catch because there's always a catch to something. The catch is
True.
they limit you on the amount. They limit, there's little limits that they put out there. But however, given the opportunity to take advantage of that is one of the best things that you can do, is having that Roth IRA.
But I found that okay, a lot of people also have for their children. They call it,
The
so that's
minors.
another way to, keep
Oh
money.
my gosh, yes. Right? So you now, I'll use you as a business owner because you are, right? Congratulations again, right?
Thank
As
you.
a business owner, you can hire your kids and you could fully max out their Roth IRA as well.
Wow.
Yes. And when I say hire your kids, for those of you who may see this, right? Taking out the garbage is work. You pay them an income, but you put it in their Roth IRA. If you want to pay them $7,000 a year to take out the garbage, there's nothing the government could do.
Oh my God, that's a smart move.
If
That's
you
a-
want to tell them to move the chair from here to here, it's work, and you want to pay them, that's fine, but you have to own a business.
Oh my God. So for you who don't have a business, that's another way to think about starting or incorporating a new
Yes.
business name, have a business, so that you can
Yes.
enjoy some of these things. Tam and Bennett is sharing with us. You have to have a company for you to be able to have
Yes.
that Roth IRA for your children. And they call
Yes.
it, what's the name they call it? Is it junior
It's called
IRA?
a minor Roth
Minor.
IRA. Yes. Minor Roth IRA.
So that means you can max it out as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
Do they have an age limit when to start?
No.
So a newborn baby can have?
Yes.
Really?
She has to shake that shaker. You want to pay her, you own a business. Who's to say? What is that baby doing? That baby had to hold up the milk themselves and you pay that baby, but you own that business.
Oh my God, this is fun. This is fun. That's a great one. We've had a great
Yes.
time. And before we call it a day, I want to thank our viewers. I want to thank everyone that's been on the show. Thank you for being on the show. I don't know if you have any comments, anything you want to share. But before I check that out, let me just get something on.
Are you thinking of how to publish your book on Amazon or how to get your published book to become an Amazon bestseller book? Dip Insight Books is the perfect in-between solution in transforming your ideas into a book. We can help you with all the complicated parts of publishing, such as process TO transformation. What we do: full manuscript evaluation, receive quality assurance edit, full copy edit and final proofread to remove spelling and grammar mistakes, oversee your cover design, create your interior layout, publish and distribute your book, lock down your marketing strategy. Ghostwriting, where there is no manuscript. Our goal is to help you publish your book promptly. Contact us today at 404-740-9091. Email us at info@dipinsightworld.com. To start the submission process, check us out at www.books.dipinsightworld.com and submit your details. You can visit our Facebook page at Dip Insight World.
Thank you so much. Welcome back
Yes.
from the break.
Yes. 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 Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, I have a comment here. Timmy Tyler says, this is cool and very informative. Thank you so much, Tyler. And one thank you, viewers. I also want to thank our guests who, out of a busy schedule, she had to make her time.
Oh
I
my
was so
goodness, it was
scared when it was
tight.
2 minutes to 6. I was like, where is Tamar?
Oh my
It's
goodness.
almost time. Where do I get up?
I had to wrap up my last client too. I had to really actually set up a second time to sit with her because I didn't want to. I like to be on time, and I didn't want to miss this at
I
all.
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yes,
So I want to say
yes.
thank you so much for making a time. I also want to thank our guests, our viewers and audience. It is said
Hmm.
that a leader is one who knows it and shares it with others. So this information is good for us and as much as
Yes,
for our neighbors. So let's
yes,
share with our loved ones. Let's help. There's some things you cannot give to them, but you can give them information. You can share something that can be of benefit to their life. So let's go out there, share this link with our loved ones so that they can get informed and do the right thing. We want to have a
yes,
world where we are all wealthy. So if I'm coming to Thomas' birthday party, I can buy a car, I can buy a very good gift and everything. We are all
yes,
wealthy. Meaning, if I want to do a business and I need $100,000, I can call Tamar. Can I have $100,000 loan? And when I'm done, I would, this is the kind
yes,
of world we want to be. Not, wanting things, looking for help, and you're not able to get help around the circle of friends. We
yes,
want to be people of influence, people who make changes in our world. So I want to thank everyone. As we have a nice weekend, you will have a restful weekend, everyone.
Yes.
Until our next episode. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.